You can find this next recipe on my food blog at www.cabeuser.wordpress.com. And it is a great basic cornbread recipe. If you're so used to Jiffy, you may want to add some more sugar, but this is a good recipe, it rises, and hope you try it. Take care. Hi, welcome to the kitchen. Today we are going to do Mr. Jim Chambers's recipe for Southern cornbread. Now, we met the Chambers family in Lafayette, Louisiana many years ago when we were living there before we moved to Indonesia. And our kids, well, Chelsea, to be exact, Chelsea and their son, Jeff, got to be good friends in classes, and of course they swam together and everything. And lo and behold, we were told we were moving to Indonesia. And then just a few months later, we heard from Edie, and Edie said, we're moving to Indonesia. Now, they didn't move to the same place we moved to. They moved to Sumatra, which is an island slightly west of where we were. We were on the island of Java in Jakarta. So Edie really had trouble finding food that she could feed her kids. Milk, her boys, both boys, drank so much milk. I mean, gallons and gallons. So she'd come to Jakarta, and we do shopping trips to Kim Chick's and some of the other places where she could get the food that she needed. Then she'd take it, of course, back by plane because you couldn't drive to the other island. So it was either plane or boat. But anyway, we would see Edie every couple months. But she gave me Jim's cornbread recipe, and we're going to try to do that today. And it looks pretty simple. This is going to be my first attempt at it. I know I've had his cornbread before, but I've never made it. So we're going to start with our dry ingredients, and I'm going to put in, well, I've already got an egg in here. I had cracked the egg for you before. I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of sugar, and so I'm using granulated sugar. And then I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. That's going to go right in there. And then we're going to put in 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm going to put that right in there. Get all that out. And 1 cup of cornmeal. Now I'm going to use, and I knew this was going to happen, my measuring cup got stuck on my burner. I'm going to use lamb's cornmeal. So let's put that right in there. And you can find lambs in the store. And not only do I use it for cornmeal or any of those type of things, you can make polenta out of it. So lambs is a very good product. Look for it online or look for it in the store. And we're going to give this a stir so that all that gets incorporated in there. I want to make sure that baking powder is all incorporated. So pretty simple, 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cornmeal. And I've already got the egg in there. I really should have added it later. We've got 1 cup of whole milk. You really need to use the whole milk. It's got a little bit more fat content. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, and we're going to give this a stir. And I've already set my oven on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And what I want to do with this mixture is get out most of the lumps. I want to make sure it's all incorporated. Meanwhile, I heated up 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, whatever you would like, but I like that. I would not put olive oil in this. Maybe I'll try it next time, but I did not use olive oil. Olive oil has a distinct flavor, and you know, sometimes you just can't put it in what you're getting ready to make. Just depends. If you've ever eaten, and I've made them, when I was working at Williams-Sonoma, we made them, and it was olive oil cakes, and they were amazing, truly amazing. So this was pretty easy. We got all the lumps. Now you could probably sift this too. I don't feel like I needed to sift it. Before I started, I greased and floured this little cake pan, so it's all ready to go. And I want to make sure I scrape down the sides, and I've got all of that, the dry ingredients moistened. Then I'm going to add this warm oil. And I'm not sure why it's got to be warm, but Jim says in the recipe it's got to be warm. So we're going to make sure it's warm. There we go. And we're going to mix that in. I know that's going to help make it moist. Let's get all of that stirred together. Now I love these borosilicate bowls, the clear ones that you can get at the H-E-B. I also got a nice set of bowls at Williams-Sonoma, and I use those. I love to use them when I'm baking. So didn't pull that out. Pulled the borosilicate today so you can see it a little bit better. Let me show you what this batter looks like. Can you see that? Yeah. So got a little bit more stirring. You don't want to stir too much because you don't want to mess up the flours, but you do want to get that oil incorporated in there. And we're going to put this here in this pan, this cake pan. Now, if I were really going crazy, I would put some nice fresh jalapenos in there. Oh yeah. And you could probably do, say if you were doing a breakfast for your friends during football season, which is coming up, go Tigers, it's coming up. What I would do is I put jalapenos, I put a little bit of sausage that I cooked and crumbled in here, and maybe even some cheese. So the cooking time is going to be different though when they add in, so we don't know that yet. We'll have to try that. This is going to go in my oven now for 20 minutes. I'm going to test it though to make sure that 20 minutes is right. Not all ovens are calibrated the same, so make sure that you get a little, you can get them at Williams-Sonoma, you can get them online from Amazon. They're little temperature gauges for your oven. I knew like my oven in the Woodlands was way off, and I told the guy, he goes, how do you know? And I said, I know because I put my hand in it, I can tell. But you want to know that your oven is calibrated correctly. So 350 for 20 minutes, and we'll be back after it's done. So I'm waiting a couple more minutes. I put it back in. I did the test, and it was still damp. And that's okay, but I wanted a golden brown color. So I put it in 3 more minutes, and it should be coming out in just a few. We're going to let it cool off, and then we'll get it cut into it and see how it is. So we're out of the oven. It was 24 minutes. That's what it looks like. It's got a little crack in the top, but it's nice. You could even go a little bit longer, but I like mine moist. Let's cut into this and see how we look here. Okay. Oh, it's got good crumb. You see that? Let's give this a little bit of a taste. Just the right amount of sweetness. You get a little bit of the cornmeal. This will be perfect with what we're gonna have tonight. So give it a try. It's easy. Maybe use a little bit more sugar if you like a sweeter cornbread. It's delicious. Enjoy. Serve it with nice cold butter. Yes. Take care.